Okay, hi, my name is Eric. I'm making this video because I believe that I have something to contribute to some very important issues. The first issue is abortion. And it doesn't matter whether you're pro-life or pro-abortion, pro-choice, however you want to say it. I think that virtually everybody on both sides has really missed the most important issue or aspect in this issue. And here's how it's going to go. Imagine that you are selected for jury duty. You come into the courtroom, you're selected, the prosecution puts on their case, the defense puts on their case, and then you're a juror, and you go back with 11 other people to decide the fate of this person. Let's say it's something dramatic like murder or very serious crime. And you have some of the people believing some of the witnesses and some of the people believing other witnesses. The issue is the credibility of the evidence. The issue is the credibility of the witness. And let's say, for example, you have somebody who says, oh, I know I saw that person. I saw them leaving. They had a gun in their hand. They got in their car and they drove away. At the exact same time, the defense has a witness that says, no, absolutely not. I saw this person. They were at the burger joint getting something to eat at this time that this murder happened. So what it comes down to is when you go into the jury room, you have to determine which witness, which evidence has a greater weight, which one's more important. Okay, so you go back to the jury room and you've got 12 people there and they have their different opinions about what evidence is important and what witness was more credible than the others, and you debate it. And here's the deal. What happens is, if you don't come to a unanimous decision, then it comes back as a hung jury, and the accused is free to go. So generally in a situation like that, the judge will send you the jury back and say, you really need to go back, you really need to find a decision here. So let's say you have some of the people believe that the person is probably responsible for the death of another person, and that nobody actually saw them kill the other person, but they were seen leaving the location of where the murder took place, and so they had a weapon in their hand. So that's consistent. They had maybe a motive, and so we said, well, it's circumstantial evidence, but it strongly points to this one person. On the other hand, you have some jurors, you might be one of those people, and you say, well, yeah, but nobody actually saw this person pull the trigger. There was no gunshot residue on them, or the gunshot residue, maybe the evidence is in question. Maybe there was not a good chain of custody of the evidence, or maybe the lab made a mistake. So what happens is you have reasonable doubt. And when you have reasonable doubt, the judge will instruct you to find the accused not guilty. Okay, so apply this to the issue of abortion. What we have here is a bunch of people who believe that life begins at conception. We have a bunch of people who believe that it begins when you leave the birth canal. We have some people say, no, it's when you can feel pain, when the baby, the fetus can feel pain. Some people say it's when the heart beats, when the brain waves are detected. And the issue is this: we don't know. In a murder trial, we have to have a unanimous consent. Absolutely everybody on the jury has to agree that the person is guilty if we're going to sentence them to either death or some sort of serious punishment. If you don't, you can just have one person. You can just have one person on that jury say, you know what, there's reasonable doubt, and I just don't believe the person, I can't put this person to death, or I can't put this person in jail for the rest of their life. In the abortion issue, we don't even have an 11-to-1 issue, or an 11-to-1 ratio. We have roughly a 50-50. Maybe it's 60-40, maybe it's 50-49. But as it is right now in our country, in our world, we don't have a consensus. It's not even close. So whenever you have a situation where you don't have a consensus, you have reasonable doubt. It is reasonable to doubt whether the person is alive with just a heartbeat or just a brainwave. So in those situations, we cannot condemn a baby, fetus, whatever you want to call it, to death, because we really don't know. And I think that's the most important thing about the abortion issue. For getting the right decision as a society, we have to decide, are we going to make a decision of life and death based on a 50-50 split? At best. And truthfully, the more medical science we have, the more information we have about the development of the baby, fetus, again, fetus is just another word, it's a Latin word for baby. So, pardon me if you get upset when I say the word baby, but fetus is the same thing. So, but we have evidence that shows eye movement, we show coughing, sneezing, we see blinking, we see, I think one of the most amazing things is when you see twins, twins holding hands, twins fighting. So the point is, we don't know. And when we don't know, we have a reasonable doubt, and therefore we should not be killing what may become a person. We don't know for sure. Some of you don't know, but I do, but some of you don't, and I respect it. That's fine. So what I'm asking you to do is respect our legal system. Our legal system says, and we have a reasonable doubt, we do not sentence the accused to any sort of punishment, and that's what we're doing to the baby. So what about those cases of rape and incest? Okay, we hear about this all the time. Fact of the matter is, it makes no difference. If the mother is raped, you do not sentence the baby for the crime of the father. Same thing with incest. Again, the actions of the parents should not be put on the child. We never do that. If we have parents who are terrible parents and they use drugs and they do bad things, we take the child from those parents because they're bad parents. But we don't kill the child because they have bad parents. We don't do that. So when we have a baby, a fetus, if the parents do something wrong, punish the parents. Now, if we have a situation where the baby is going to be born with serious defects, let nature take its course. If in fact the child grows up and it's going to be whatever the correct term is, it's not going to be fully developed, okay? In those situations, as a society, let's address that separately, okay? Let's not put that in the abortion issue, because I don't think it's part of the abortion issue. I think that's a totally separate issue. If we have children who are born and they're not going to be a valued part of society, they're not going to be able to take care of themselves, then let's discuss that, okay? But as far as the abortion issue is concerned, we have a reasonable doubt, and therefore I don't think we should be terminating pregnancies for any reason at all. So I hope you found this informative. I hope I gave you a different opinion, a different viewpoint on this issue, and I really do believe it's the most important one we have. Okay, my name is Eric. Thank you for watching very much.